Hey, John,
Yes, Beth.
why does grass-finished beef cost so much?
We'll have to think about that.
Here we go.
There's a lot of different things that get factored into the price of beef when you buy it at the store.
Grass-finished beef costs a lot because there's a lot of costs that are involved in it, like this Kubota. Cost of things like the tractor. There's also water. This is an underground water that comes year-round. It gets ice on it. They just do that. The cost of the farm dog. Only kidding, we don't factor her in, but she's dang cute. We have this hay baled on our own farm.
And that's a positive and a negative. As I feed the hay here, that will improve the field fertility.
We keep all the nutrients here on the farm.
But it can be kind of wasteful. Every bale that I put out here, I don't sell to someone else.
Another cost, we're giving them 2 years of salt and minerals. Here's the mineral feeder. They know how to stick their faces in there to get it.
It's our Mets Pro Series bale and roller. Heavy duty.
Heavy duty. They're very expensive. A hog facility for confinement can cost you close to $1 million, $750,000 to put up. But you've got tens of thousands of animals which come through there each year, which then you can spread out the costs. So our costs are spread out over far fewer animals because that's what the land should hold. We will have a grand total of about 20 for the 2 years it took for the initial group of them to come to weight. Yeah, we can't feed everybody beef every day this way, but that's probably how it should be anyway. So eat your vegetables.
When we're talking to our customers about the butchering process, we use 3 terms that should probably be defined before we go on. The first is live weight. Pretty self-explanatory. That's how much the animal weighs when he's alive. The second term we use is hanging weight, also sometimes called carcass weight. That is when the butchers have done the initial kill process and they've removed the head, the hide, the feet, and the entrails. The third term that we use is the take-home weight, and that's after the butchers have finished processing the animal and they have trimmed off any extra fat and removed any extra bones that are not going to be taken home, and what you're left with is take-home weight. So moving from live to hanging weight, you lose a little over 1/3 of the weight. When you move from the hanging weight to the take-home weight, you also lose about 1/3 of it. It's usually a little less than 1/3, but that's really variable because you can also take all the bones home that you want and all the fat home that you want if you have a use for them. Now that we have our definitions out of the way, let's move on to an example. Let's say you decide you want to buy an entire calf from us, and we have one that we think is ready to go. We will take him into the butcher, and they will take a live weight. Say he weighs 1,100 pounds. They then start the processing. The first thing the butchers do is they remove the calf's hide, head, feet, and entrails, and that calf then goes from being 1,100 pounds at his live weight to about 670 pounds, which will be the hanging weight. So that 670 pounds is where you actually are charged by us our $3.50 a pound for a whole calf times 671 pounds gives you about $2,350, which is what you owe the farm. The processor, along with a few small fees that are just set, charges 65 cents a pound for 671 pounds. That comes out to about $550 with the set fees. So if you add the $551 to the $2,350, you come out to just at $3,000. So that is what you're paying for your first stage of processing. And that's also the fee that goes to the farm. So now you have your hanging weight, which is about 670 pounds, and you have your final price. The last thing I want to say about this whole process is that it can be quite variable considering how much you decide to take home. There are usually over 100 pounds of bone that are thrown out that I would recommend to take home and turn into stock. There is a lot of fat that can be taken home also. There's a lot of things you can do with it. You can make soap, you can make candles, you can make suet for your birds in the winter, and you can also take home the variety meats like tongue, heart, liver, and kidney. And all of those things, if you take those home, will lower the price per pound, the final price per pound that you're paying. It won't change the overall price, which will always be right around $3,000 for the 1,100 pound animal, but your take-home price, the ratio, goes down as you add weight that you're taking home. So we encourage people to use as much of the animal as they possibly can.
If you don't pay the cost, then you don't get paid. If you don't play the game, then you don't get played. If you don't pay the cost, then you don't get paid. If you don't play the game, then you don't get paid. I wake up in the morning trying to get it.